Um, dur, 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 dur. Oh, hi. I just did such a me thing. I took a swig of water before I got this started and immediately dripped it all over my face and shirt. So, hi, I'm Deb. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. I mean, seriously, I am doing a Q&A. It's a Q&A. It's where you take two random letters out of the alphabet and you couple them together. No, that's not what it is. It's a Q&A, also known as a question and answer. And I'm going to take Q's, magically turn them into A's, and we're going to see how this goes. So thanks for putting some questions out there, guys. And while I answer questions, we're going to look at me making this feller. So I will show you the process while I answer questions. And if you have any questions in the future that you'd like me to answer, let me know. I'm an open book, so I love a good question. And I'm happy to help you with whether it's art business, because I've been doing this for it's going to be 11 years next month. I cannot believe I've been working as a full-time artist for 11 years. That's a long ass time. So without further ado, let's get into this. So Melissa Martin Art asked quite a few things. So I am going to get through them as quickly as I can without rambling too long, because your girl has a gift of gab, okay? Melissa asked, what's your favorite ice cream flavor? Immediately I'm stumped. I do like the is it Brambleberry Crisp or is it the Wildberry Crisp? It's Mitchell's. And it's like granola and berries. It's quite delicious. Jenny's has a similar flavor, but it is nowhere near as good as Mitchell's. I'm not like, if you give me the choice between cake and ice cream, cake always, 100% cake. Okay, if you could only use one medium for the rest of your life, what would it be? That's a tough one. Maybe a pen? Like a nice juicy felt marker pen? That's what I'm feeling right now. That's what came up for me first. Although I am thinking watercolor. Maybe watercolor. I don't know. It's a tough one. These are tough. Shoot. Would you rather use a marker that is almost out of juice or a pencil that is really scratchy? Those both suck, but the scratchy sound of the pencil already giving me like heebie-jeebies. The marker being... I'm not going to use anything, okay? The sensory issues I'm having just thinking about it, I cannot. I refuse. Do you ever paint on canvas? I do, once in a while. It's been a while. I have a bunch of prepped canvases that I do need to use. So I definitely do want to do that soon and hopefully make a video about it. So, we'll get to do it. She says, I'd love to see you do a big painting in your Peter Max inspired style. Do you live in a forest? I do not. Hold on, I'll show you right now. It may look like I live in the forest, but I live in the suburbs. I don't know if you can tell, that is a very busy road. See, cars are going by already. There's always noise from the traffic. I used to live in a quieter street, but we lived in a house that was half the size, and for the 5 of us, it was too tight. So I wish I lived in the forest. How do you feel about Sundays? I actually don't mind Sundays. For most of my life, I used to loathe Sundays. I used to get the Sunday night, just Sunday in general left me with anxiety for the week, the Mondays. But since I actually enjoy what I do and I am #blessed in that way, I like Sundays because Monday is not a dreadful day for me any longer. Unless I have a lot of work piled up. But other than that, Sundays don't bother me so much anymore. Sometimes Sundays I'm like, can we get to Monday already? Because maybe we've all been cooped up in the house as a family and we're at each other's throats. So sometimes Sundays suck in that way. But other than that, Sundays are cool with me. Beth Macri. Is it Macri or Macker? I've been saying it in my head as Macri. Am I right? Am I wrong? So Beth asked, my questions are about business and video making. Can you post some links to equipment again? I sure can. I will post links happily. Okay, the camera I use is a Sony ZV-1. I think it's a ZV-1. The microphone that I use for voiceovers is a Blue Yeti. And it's about $100, and it's worth it because the sound quality is great. This little Mic, this little baby microphone that I have clipped onto a stick with googly eyes, did not come with googly eyes. Those were sold separately, and I Frankensteined his ass up to make him cute. Because I've always wanted a little baby Muppet. This is, I'm going to have to look it up, but I will insert the name. It was $30, maybe $25, $30 for both. It comes with 2 microphones and this Bluetooth attachment. So this little receiver, a Bluetooth receiver that you can plug directly into your camera.
Okay, Beth asked what my favorite sticker company vendor was, so I just forgot to read the question out loud.
My favorite sticker company is definitely top notch of all the sticker companies I've used, because I've used quite a few over the years, is Sticker Giant. They are the best, hands down, for customer service and quality. I can't say enough good things about them. They're fast. I do want to contact them and see if maybe I can get a discount code, a promo code for everyone in case they're interested. You do have to order a minimum of 125 stickers, but you always get extra, so you always get about 150 with an order. But they're top notch. The quality is great. Their customer service, best ever. I will link them below. If I can get a coupon code, I'll let you know. Next question. Rebecca Zabel, 8179, had said, oh, so many questions. If you could have dinner with any 3 people, dead or alive, who and why? Favorite movie, favorite book, band, fictional character. Oh my gosh, this is harder than I thought. I don't know. If I could have dinner with anyone, 3 people, dead or alive. I recently lost my Uncle Tom a few months ago. I would love to have dinner with him. My grandma, and probably my Aunt Seal. So those are just off the top of my head, 3 people I miss greatly that I would love to have dinner with. So, and I'm not gonna start crying. Let's see. Favorite movie. Here's one I haven't watched in a while that is one of my favorite movies. I have so many favorite movies. I'm gonna go with The Princess Bride. It's one of my favorites. Don't make me choose one. Everybody's like, pick one. Pick one favorite ice cream. One favorite. That's hard. That's very hard for me. I have indecisive issues. I have decision issues, executive dysfunction, and other things. Okay. Favorite book. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I have one. I don't have like a book that I've been like, that is my favorite and I read it once a year. I'm not one of those people. I'm just not. I will say the Amityville Horror scared the hell out of me. That was a good book. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. For real. I'm not like Anna Green Gables and I read it every year. I don't have one of those. You know how some people like really book people? Yeah, I'm not. I'm just not. The Body is Not an Apology is a great book. Yeah, I'm gonna end it there. Favorite book, a band. One of my favorite bands of all time is Red Hot Chili Peppers. I've been a fan since the early 90s, and I get annoyed that people think Under the Bridge and like Give It Away Now are like their only songs. I'm like, they have such a huge library of music. Just dig into those archives. I have been really into, I would say for the last year, Tame Impala, My Morning Jacket. I have a lot of music that I love. So impossible. Favorite fictional character? I don't know why Austin Powers just popped in my head because it's not necessarily my favorite fictional character. Let's go with Bugs Bunny. Bugs is pretty cool. It's like confident. Will fake it till he makes it. He's smart. Wily? No, that's the coyote. Callie Rally says, my question is, and forgive me if you've covered this, how did you first start sharing, getting your artwork out into the world and get some sales? I first started on Etsy. That's where I started, and posting on Instagram at the same time. Yeah, that's basically it. I know you do wholesale. Did you start here, reaching out to retailers? I started wholesale through Etsy. It was like a big dream of mine, but Etsy is where I started because they had Etsy Wholesale, RIP. Then they shut down, and I actually had, as far as Etsy Wholesale was concerned, I was one of the few people that had like some success on there. It's not like I went crazy. It wasn't blow your mind success, but it was like I had, in about a year, gained about 50 retailers, which blew my mind. That was in shops. But then when they shut down, I applied for Faire Wholesale, and they've been great. They pretty much rocked my world when it came to wholesale sales and getting my stuff out there, because I don't do trade shows and I don't print out catalogs and mail them to like 1,000 retailers. It's just not my thing. Trade shows, the idea gives me like heart palpitation anxiety. It's not just because of the extreme expense that goes into participating in a trade show, which can run you like $10,000 to $15,000. It's the constant interaction and being salesy and having to like, it sounds absolutely horrifying to me. Like it wouldn't be like doing an art market where you're like, where it'd be a little more fun and casual. Doing a trade show is, you have to be on, like so on. And that is exhausting for a person like me who's kind of an introvert. Faire was great. You get sort of found and promoted that way through Faire. I will put a link below to sign up if you're looking to become a wholesale vendor. It is an affiliate link, so it actually helps me a lot. Reaching out to retail. I do reach out to retailers sometimes, but yes, tell you, cold calling retailers, just emailing and all that kind of stuff, it so rarely results in anything for anybody, which is what sucks, which is why it's great to be on a place like Faire, because you just have your catalog on there and it's you kind of run it like an online shop. And then Callie Rally asks, if you had to do it all over again, how would you go about your marketing? I would say if I had to do it all over again, I think that I would have been more proactive about email lists and collecting emails from my customers and maybe marketing to them more often. The social media game has become kind of exhausting. I think a lot of people feel that way, but it's just, and I've talked about it before in a Paint and Ponder about social media and just ranting about my frustrations. And I think that's just one of the things that if you can get on social media and get your stuff going and you have an audience, awesome. One thing I do wish that I had started sooner is my YouTube channel, because I don't think that it necessarily is grabbing a bunch of customers, and that wasn't completely my goal for it. I just wish I would have started that sooner and maybe documented my business process, and perhaps through that it would have gained attention from potential customers and retail buyers. I don't know. Yeah, the only thing I would say is maybe email lists, collecting those and staying on top of it with marketing. Ellie, the lazy redhead, asks, what art material do you most dislike and why? Okay, I absolutely, positively do not like watercolor pencils. Let me explain. I have a set of Arteza watercolor pencils, and I got them because I thought they'd basically be like colored pencils, and then I could just add water to. They look so muddy, and I just don't like them. And I was constantly frustrated with them as a colored pencil and as watercolor. They suck in both ways. Favorite art material. Oh, I do really love watercolor. It was probably the first thing that I went back to when I started making traditional art again. So I think it's my first love. I like inks. I do like colored pencils. I like pastel. I like so many things. But I'd say watercolor is probably my first true love. And it got me back into traditional art making and good paper. Good cotton paper. Baby, if you have the good paper, you can use cheap-ass watercolor. The paper makes all the difference. And I remember in the past trying to use watercolor and being so frustrated at how it just looked like a sloppy mess. And I realized I was just using cheap paper, and I found this through Mika Harmony on Instagram. And I remember asking her once, I've tried watercolor and it always comes out just looking like a blobby mess. And she's like, have you tried good paper? Because that makes all the difference. Because I was like, what kind of watercolor paints do you use? And she was really, I remember she explained, you gotta have the good paper. And when I found that out, and I treated myself to some art supplies, with a bunch of Christmas gift cards I'd gotten in 2020, and I bought Arches watercolor paper and some nice watercolors. The experience changed my life. It changed my life. So I'm going to take a teeny break from talking and answering questions and let you just kind of watch quiet art making and some smooth jazzy jazz. And also I want to let you know I'm going to put out a version of this art making process with just music. So if you want to watch the whole thing in a little more detail with some quiet jazz, that will be available very soon as well. if you do have questions, you can leave them below and I'll be happy to do another Q&A. I'd be more than happy to. I love to help people out with stuff. If you're like, I don't know how to do this, where do I get that? When it comes to like art business stuff, I'm not a big like secret holder. I'm happy to share information if it helps somebody. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you enjoyed the art. I hope you have a great rest of your week, the weekend. Enjoy it all. I'm gonna post some videos over here that you might like, and maybe one over here. I did a trippy art ASMR, it's just a visual ASMR video that I think, you know, it's just relaxing, it's just music. And I hope you subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye.